Welcome back to EtherLink AI Insights, the podcast where we explore the intersection of cutting-edge technology and transformative learning. I'm Alex, and joining me today is Sam. We're diving into something that sounds almost like science fiction, but is very much happening right now, an AI Vision Quest in Finnish Lapland. Sam, when I first read about this concept, I thought, wait, you're combining wilderness retreats with hardcore AI training?
Right? It sounds wild at first, but the data is actually really compelling here. We've got McKinsey research showing that 65% of executives feel gaps in their AI knowledge, yet only 28% actually have access to structured programs to close that gap. So there's this huge demand-supply mismatch in AI education. What EtherLink is doing is addressing that gap, but with a twist. They're pairing it with neuroscience-backed nature immersion.
Okay, so it's not just a gimmick. There's legitimate science backing this up. Walk me through why nature actually helps with learning complex technical material like AI and prompt engineering.
There's this fascinating 2023 study in Frontiers in Psychology showing that natural environments reduce cognitive load by 34% during intensive learning. Think about it. Your brain is trying to absorb complex AI architecture, prompt frameworks, agent-building logic. That's already taxing your working memory. Now add fluorescent office lights, the hum of HVAC systems, ambient stress. But put that same person in Lapland surrounded by wilderness, and suddenly their brain has more bandwidth to actually integrate the material.
And the Outdoor Foundation research you mentioned earlier, wasn't that showing something like a 47% increase in information retention?
Exactly. Nature-based learning versus traditional classrooms shows that 47% retention boost. So when you combine AI education with wilderness immersion, you're essentially stacking two evidence-backed approaches. It's not mystical. It's neuroscience.
Let's talk about the actual structure of this 7-day quest. Because the name Vision Quest suggests something pretty intentional and maybe even transformative beyond just learning Prompt 101.
It's broken into phases, and each one builds on the last. Days 1 and 2 are about foundation work. Participants get a baseline AI knowledge assessment, and here's the key part, they're paired with a personal AI mentor. But this is a small cohort, maximum 8 people. That's fundamentally different from your typical corporate retreat with 50 people sitting in a ballroom.
8 people versus 50. That changes everything, doesn't it? You actually get meaningful mentorship instead of surface-level content delivery.
Absolutely. Plus, they cover EU AI Act compliance from day 1. Most executives I talk to haven't really grappled with regulatory frameworks yet. They're still trying to understand what AI actually is. But if you're in Europe, understanding explainability requirements, bias mitigation, transparency standards, that's not optional. It's how you stay compliant and actually position yourself as an informed AI leader, not just someone using a chatbot.
So by the end of day 2, people have context on regulation, they've got a dedicated mentor, and they understand the landscape. Then days 3 and 4 are where things get really hands-on.
This is the tangible phase. Participants actually build AI agents, real, functional agents. They're not role-playing or working through hypotheticals. They're constructing something they can take back to their organization. The core methodology they learn is called the Golden Prompt Stack, which is EtherLink's proprietary framework.
The Golden Prompt Stack. I love that name. What's actually in it? What are participants learning to build?
It's 4 core components. First, context layering, understanding how to build multidimensional prompts that get nuanced, sophisticated responses from AI. Second is role definition. You're establishing clear personas for your AI agents that align with what your business actually needs. Third is constraint specification, basically building guardrails so the AI outputs stay aligned with your organizational values and don't go rogue. And fourth is iterative refinement, which is the testing and learning cycle.
So it's not just ask the AI a question better. It's actually understanding the architecture of how to make AI do what you want it to do reliably and safely.
Exactly. By day 4, each participant has built a functional AI agent customized to their actual job. Someone might build customer service automation, someone else might build a strategic analysis tool. It's personalized to their professional context, which means it's immediately applicable when they get back to the office.
I'm curious about the location itself. Why Finnish Lapland specifically? Is it just we found a nice eco-hotel, or is there something strategic about Kuusamo and the 4 national parks?
It's both. They're using TaigaSchool, which is an eco-hotel in Kuusamo surrounded by 4 national parks. Strategically, Lapland is remote enough that you actually disconnect from organizational noise. That's crucial. You're not checking your phone constantly because you're in an environment where that's not the reflex. And there's the midnight sun phenomenon, which extends daylight and actually affects circadian rhythms in ways that enhance alertness and learning capacity.
So the environment itself is part of the curriculum. It's not just scenery, it's an active ingredient in the transformation.
Right. And the eco-hotel aspect signals values too. If you're learning about responsible AI, bias mitigation, ethical AI integration, which is literally part of the golden prompt stack, you're learning it in an environment that demonstrates sustainable practices. It's coherent. The message and the setting align.
Let's talk practical. Who is this actually for? Is it venture capitalists trying to understand AI, or is it C-suite executives who already know AI exists but feel behind?
It's definitely for leaders who acknowledge the gap. The McKinsey data supports this. 65% of executives know they don't understand AI well enough. This retreat is for the self-aware subset who are willing to invest time and money to actually close that gap. 6,000 euros for 7 days, including mentorship, hands-on agent building, and wilderness immersion. That's actually reasonable for executive development.
And the small cohort size means you're also networking with 7 other leaders who are equally committed to this transformation. That's valuable in itself.
Huge. You're not anonymous in a room of 300. You're building relationships with peers who are wrestling with the same challenges. How to integrate AI into strategy, how to lead teams through AI transformation, how to stay compliant and ethical while moving fast. Those connections often prove more valuable than any lecture.
So if I'm a CEO or a department head and I'm thinking about this, what's the real transformation I should expect by day 7?
You should expect to move from theoretical knowledge to applied capability. You understand what AI actually is and isn't. You know regulatory frameworks that apply to your context. You've built an AI agent with your own hands, so you're not intimidated by the technology anymore. You have a personal relationship with an AI mentor, which is ongoing, and you've done all this in an environment that's forced you to disconnect from operational chaos and reconnect with your strategic thinking. That combination, technical competence plus clarity about direction, is what transforms an executive.
I think what strikes me most is that this isn't trying to turn executives into AI engineers. It's trying to make them informed, capable leaders who can actually drive AI transformation in their organizations.
Exactly. The goal isn't to teach you how to code or become a prompt engineer professionally. It's to give you enough hands-on mastery that you're not dependent on others to make AI decisions. You can evaluate vendor solutions critically. You can brief your board confidently. You can set ethical guardrails for your teams. That's leadership transformation, not technical training.
Listeners, if you want to dive deeper into this, understand the full curriculum, the mentorship model, pricing details, all of it, head over to etherlink.ai and check out the full article on AI Vision Quest Finland. It's fascinating stuff. Sam, thanks for walking through this with me.
Always a pleasure, Alex. This one genuinely intrigued me because it's not just hype, it's backed by real research. If you're feeling that AI knowledge gap, this might actually be worth considering.
For everyone listening, thanks for joining us on EtherLink AI Insights. We'll be back next week with more conversations at the intersection of AI, innovation, and human transformation. Until then, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep pushing forward.